Alrighty, brothers and sisters, we've got some bullish charts to look at today, especially if we look at the S&P 500. This is the monthly chart. The stock market is telling us we are about to start sending higher. Not kidding. As you can see, this is the April monthly candle and followed by a strong engulfing monthly candle. Looks like we're going to start sending higher. Did this happen before? Well, it did happen actually in 2020 with the COVID crash. We had a big monstrous wick, as you can see here clearly. A wick market reverses. This is what started the Bitcoin crypto bull market. This part here, when the stock market started to rally, this is what caused the bull market in 2021. Now the same thing just happened right now. Now each time we see a crash here, we have a narrative. Now back in the days it was COVID, this time it's the tariffs, and it just looks like we just survived this tariff crash. Are we gonna see same thing now play out like we've seen in 2021? If we add again the Bitcoin chart, now when the S&P reversed, we've seen a crazy pump from Bitcoin. Will this be it again? Will this reversal here from the stock market and a pump get us another push on Bitcoin and an astronomical push? It is very likely to see that happen. As we've seen this over and over, it happens very often where we see those reversals play out right after when the stock market crashes and recovers. But the problem, as usual, now Bitcoin has been pumping non-stop. We have no problem with Bitcoin. Now if you're holding Bitcoin, you don't even care. You've been doing well since basically January 2023, but altcoins are the problem, right? Altcoins have not been doing any good recently. And it's not only altcoins. Now if we look at, let's say, something like the Russell, which is a combination of all the tiny stocks out there, you'll see that it's also been underperforming the S&P 500, which is its own Bitcoin. So this thing has not been doing great as well. And this is the 2021 top. And this is the December 2024 or January 2025 top. As we can see, we have not seen any strength from the small stocks as well, like altcoins. And this is mainly due to the rate cuts, and the economy has not been very favorable. Now, if we look at total tree, it's the same like the Russell. If we add the Russell down below here, it's a copycat. Now, it did the same thing. It went to the high and reversed, as same thing like the Russell went to the high and reversed, went to the high and reversed. But overall, we are in this uptrend. So the uptrend continues, right? We are in this uptrend. Now, these things here are waiting for the rate cuts, waiting for the economy to get better. That's why we're not seeing those big pushes happen. But fortunately, here, what we're seeing is a higher high, higher low structure where we're seeing this uptrend continues regardless of that there is a strong underperformance. As if you compare it to Bitcoin, it's not the same thing. Bitcoin is much stronger. Bitcoin already claimed a new all-time high after a new all-time high, but the total market cap or total tree, excluding Bitcoin and ETH, altcoins are not doing great, as well as the Russell. The Russell as well is doing this higher high, higher low structure, pushing forward, pushing ahead, pushing stronger. Now, if you guys remember the GME stock, the AMC stock, and all that era, it happened as well in 2021 with the altcoin season. And usually this happened at the same time. Whenever we have favorable conditions for altcoin seasons, that spreads around from altcoins to stock market to Pokemon cards and all that. So we're still waiting for that thing to happen. What we care about, or what I care about personally, are we on an uptrend? So as long as we're on an uptrend, as long as altcoins are trending higher overall, the altcoin index is trending higher overall, I know that at some point we're going to see the mega alt season, the pumps are going to come, and it's just a matter of time here. And we're seeing that the Feds are open to cutting interest rates later this year. As we're approaching the end of the year, believe it or not, we're already at the mid of the year. Time is fast. But as long as we're expecting rate cuts or something is gonna trigger this to happen, this will cause a mega alt season. So the mega alt season is still with us in the room. It's still coming. But as I said, looking at the structure here, it does look like we are going up higher. We're continuing the uptrend. Nothing has been broken. We're continuing the uptrend. And it is very different than 2021. And that's why it feels different than 2021. 2021 was pretty much a strong push to the upside, and it did not stop. And it did take around a year year of uptrend, right? A year of up only. But this time around, things have been a bit different. We had a run basically from 2023, end of 2023 till now. It's almost a year and a half of uptrend, almost a year and a half where the market is going up and down, not straight like in 2021, but it's trying to push up higher, but it's not finding that strength. And the reason is because now crypto is much more known, and back in 2021 people did not think of crypto as much as today, and there are way more crypto users right now than there was back in 2020. So the runs and the rallies were more shocking, creating more FOMO, because we had all the time newcomers coming to the space, and these newcomers come in with strong appetite towards buying stuff because they feel like they missed out, and that's basically what FOMO is. And they start buying the pumps, and the pumps keep on going because new joiners come in along the way while the pumps are going. But now we don't have that much. This happens, and that's why also it feels different than 2021. And as well, newcomers, or as well people that are from 2021 still are down, and also don't have enough money to reinvest here because of the economy. But we're seeing something very different this cycle that we did not have in 2021, which is the ETFs. Now, another reason why Bitcoin is pumping non-stop is because of the ETFs, and recently we're seeing something big happen, which is the ETF inflows. Recently, on the 30th of May, we had a $70 million buy from BlackRock. BlackRock has been buying recently heavily into Ethereum, and the Ethereum inflows are slowly grinding up, slowly coming back up. So that's something big that we did not have previously. That's something as well that's going to be much different than what we've seen previously as well in March of 2024 or later last year, when people were more into Solana meme coins, Solana degenning and all that. We've seen a lot of retail go into that. That's why also we did not see a broader alt season, people flocking into altcoins as usual. This did not happen. And what happened instead is that people went ahead and started Solana trenching, and that caused us to see another weakness here and then another weakness here. But this time around, what I'm seeing is the game is going to change, and this is why it's very important to understand that this time around is not like 2021. This is different right now. This is something where you're going to see different story happen. So we were fine, right? We were fine January 2023, we're pumping, everything is good, everything is pumping here, and then suddenly you see the weakness starts to appear, like right around here, around August, September, summer. Bitcoin was also ranging. We had pumps as well, but it was not like what you would expect, what you've seen in 2021, where altcoins just shore up straight up. Now, as I said, part of the reason is the rate cuts, but the second reason is the pump fund thing, and retail is broke basically and want to gamble $50 on pump fund instead. But what we're seeing now is different. So what we're gonna see now with the next rally, this would be probably more like what 2021 looked like, which is an ETH fueled rally, an Ethereum fueled ecosystem, Ethereum ecosystem and all that. And the reason is because of BlackRock. Now, these are the people that usually tell you what's going on in the market. These are the people that sell at the right time and buy at the right time. And they are buying now Ethereum heavily, buying up Ethereum heavily recently. As I've been reporting as well on my channel, we've seen this uptick recently, like we've seen back in the days here in about December of 2024. As soon as we started to see the uptick on that ETF inflows, the price of ETH started to go up. The price is in yellow, and the price started to go up right after it, impacting the price in fact here. So we're seeing this play out. Now, this tells us that big money and institutional money will flow into Ethereum ecosystem, and Ethereum, as we see here, because Ethereum has ETFs, older ETFs. Now, even we might see Solana ETFs, we might see Dogecoin ETFs and what have you. Probably we're going to see an institutional type of FOMO going into altcoins, and we're going to see that happen. But since ETH now already has an ETF and it's second to Bitcoin, people will feel, or institutions will feel much more inclined into buying Ethereum. Now, when they do buy Ethereum, you guessed it, Ethereum is going to attract more users, more coins, and especially the coins that are already on Ethereum are gonna flourish now because of the beta play type of narratives, right? So if you are not BlackRock, you don't have $70 million, you're not gonna buy Ethereum, you're gonna buy the beta play to it, right? The beta play, like maybe PP coin or some other Ethereum coin, or like Breath on ETH or something, some other coin that is on Ethereum that is your beta play type of play, because you want to catch the momentum that Ethereum is gonna have. And the good news is most of the coins follow Ethereum. Now we've seen it recently. If Ethereum doesn't pump, nothing else pumps, right? Not your Solana, not your Atom, not your Ondo, not your whatever coin. If Ethereum is not pumping, whatever coin is not going to be pumping. So Ethereum usually does create this FOMO like in 2021, and then when it pumps, it creates massive euphoria. So we've seen that happen in 2020 and 2021. This was massive euphoria, massive catalyst, massive pumps on Ethereum. When people missed Ethereum, that's when speculation starts. Back in the days, we had Ethereum killers like Cardano, Avalanche, stuff like that started to pump with Ethereum as well. Like, let's say Avalanche down below here. This is the Avalanche chart. And what you notice is that there is a delay where people feel like they missed out on Ethereum, and then they go to the next guy, which we've seen back in the days. This is how an alt season was back in the days, where you see Ethereum pumped in Cardano, then they're like layer ones and layer twos and all that stuff. And what we see here is this is Ethereum pumping, and a bit later we see Avalanche out of the blue pick up. So this is where Avalanche picked up, right around here. Now every coin you will put down there will reflect the same charts where they follow Ethereum. Now even if we put Axie Infinity, which was a gaming coin back in the days that followed Ethereum as well and picked up with it, and as you can see, it also was delayed, and then suddenly it started rallying and following Ethereum out of the blue. This was like 300x out of the blue, following the market. This was peak euphoria, peak FOMO, peak everything. Now usually when Ethereum rallies, it does drive the whole market with it. That's what a healthy alt season means, and looks like this is also when Ethereum rallies, it does cause the Bitcoin dominance to drop, and that is completely like a reverse Ethereum chart. So whenever Ethereum pumps, the Bitcoin dominance as well drops, because it's a bigger share in Ethereum is a larger cap and has a bigger share. So when it pumps, it does take a lot of liquidity from Bitcoin, that's causing Bitcoin dominance to drop. Same thing we've seen in 2017 when Ethereum pumped. We had a big collapse here on the Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, the picture is clear. When Ethereum pumps, Bitcoin dominance drops, and Ethereum is usually the signal to everyone that alts are going to start to move, and that's what causes an altcoin season, a very strong altcoin season, and nothing like we've seen before. And so far this time, since December or since January 2023, we have not had that happen. Even if Ethereum pumps a little bit, the Bitcoin dominance does not really care about it. It does not drop because Ethereum is pretty weak, as you can see. As recently we've seen that clearly, but now we're seeing a bottom marked clearly on Ethereum as of this April. Remember that April monthly candle close marking a very good swing failure pattern that causes usually the price to reverses, and this is what we've seen now, a very strong monthly close on Ethereum as well, looking like we're gonna keep going higher, causing a real strong alt season. It's gonna be meme coins as usual. Meme coins are gonna be strong, but the more established ones, more established altcoins, especially the newer stuff, the stuff that is since at least 2023, the 2021 stuff, let's say, like if we add Atom, which is an old layer one from 2021, pretty much dead. It did not come back at all this cycle. Those coins might not really make a comeback, and that's gonna be the biggest difference between 2021 and 2025 for the mid-curvers out there that still believe their Atom coin is gonna come back. You want to really change your strategy here, because now we have two different narratives this time around, which are, you got your ETFs, your institutions buying Bitcoin and ETH, and you got your retail buying exclusively meme coins because they are known to pump and they're known to have no ceiling and go crazy. So if you want to fight the trend, you're welcome, but just remember, this is the only difference pretty much that's gonna make the difference between 2021 and 2025, 2026, is that this time around we're not gonna have an utility type of season. Maybe some strong layer ones and layer twos are gonna make a comeback, maybe Avalanche maybe Cardano, but most of the 2021 stuff where people are still stuck around holding that stuff is not going to come back. You got your XRP as well coming back, you got your BNB, but most of the utility coins from 2021 might not see at their pump. They might pump, but not as hard, so keep that in mind. You got your Chainlink as well, still dead from that last cycle. You got a lot of coins still dead from that last cycle, might not come back, but it is going to be a institutions plus retail type of rallies where only meme coins, and you got your few select utility high cap coins that are going to thrive. So that's going to be the biggest difference to keep in mind when it comes to 2021, difference between 2021 and 2025. Overall, things are looking better and better and better. We survived the worst, as I shown you. Now Ethereum just putting this April low, coming back up. We recovered finally from this bear market that was the tariffs market, and as I shown you, the most bullish one here is the S&P 500, telling us again we just survived that recession type of crash like we had in the COVID time, and now we survived the tariff crash. And you can see clearly that the charts are telling us people do not believe the tariffs anymore, and they think we are over, recession is past, and now we can rally up higher. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching today's video to the end, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.